Welcome to 3Oul 3Isters. My name is Jamila Oluka and you're watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. In 3Oul 3Isters, we make sure that we talk about those issues that women go through, the journeys of lives of women, what women do to make it in life, the challenges women go through to be where they are like now and today. But before I bring in one of these most, special people that we brought in this show, I would like to give credit to Footsteps Furniture, which is located around Ginger Road, for giving us such a beautiful place. I would also like to extend my request to you who is watching that if you want a beautiful home, if you want to make your home that executive, please come to Footsteps Furniture along Ginger Road. There is enough parking and you can take a look at all these beautiful decorations, the set, from all over. So right now we shall be welcoming Dr. Anecho Irene. She has one of those doctorates that I believe that it's still new in Uganda, and bringing her on the show, I believe that some of the young people who are out there who want to, pursue education, learn a lot, go through a vigorous education system that you can achieve something, should learn from her. So let me give her the floor. You're most welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, and to our viewers as well. My name is Irene Namugenyi Anecho. I am a doctor, but I'm an entrepreneur. My doctorate is in energy business and entrepreneurship, and I got this doctorate last year from the Norwegian University of Life Sciences. I work with Makerere University Business School. I am a mother of 5 children.
Wow.
And I am a wife. And that is the most important thing to me, being a wife and being a mother.
And also being educated.
And being educated, yes.
Because we take it for granted, doctor, but
so
a doctorate is not
educated.
easy to get. Anyway, before we go into this doctorate and all these achievements in life, I want to take you back. How was Irene before going to P1 or joining primary school? What was your life like?
Irene was born and raised in Makerere. I grew up in Makerere. Makerere, there is a home that is opposite MBI Institute, some old home there, along Sapolokagwa Road. I think it's called Mukubira Zone. That's where I grew up from. And I started living there after the death of my mom. She passed away when I was 3. And my uncle, that's my mother's brother, brought us to live with him and my auntie, who was the wife.
Was your uncle a university lecturer?
No, my uncle was an engineer. He was an architect, and I think he worked for Kampala City Council for over 30 years before he retired. My auntie was the one who really raised us, because my uncle was on and off. Sometimes he's in the village, sometimes he's there at home, but most of the time we were with my auntie, that is the wife, or my mother's sister-in-law. She was a very humble lady, a humble woman, that so many times she used to say, I never got education. She was not so much educated.
Yeah.
I never got education, but my sister-in-law's children have to study, because my sister-in-law never did wrong to me. So she was a very humble and kind woman. May her soul rest in peace. Mchala Mayanja, may your soul rest in peace. I still miss her a lot, because sometimes I want her to see me where I am,
yeah.
the girl she touched and where she is.
Of course, all of us yearn for such moments, especially if someone has played a very big role in your life. You want at a certain point, like, for them to be there to witness that.
Yes, but she passed away when I had finished university, and I think I was already married, actually. Yeah, I went to Makerere Primary School. There is a school just up the hill near Faculty of Technology.
Is it still there?
Of course, it's an old school.
Doctor, some of the schools, some of us went to some schools. You go back and you find a different building, Yeah, but anyway, that's good.
My school is a very old school. It's more than 100 years, I think, now. I went to Makerere Primary School, and life was not so easy. Sometimes food was hard to get. because my auntie used to keep poultry for our survival. So that's where we could get income. And then for the food, we used to dig. I know how to dig even up to now. We used to grow different types of foods, beans, maize, yams, potatoes, matoke. So we used to grow food.
So at that young age of growing food, you know, most of the children when they are growing up, they really don't want to, you know, do garden work because it gets their hands dirty. So I wanted to ask you, like, the time you remember when you're still a child, did you look at it like something interesting, or you felt like you're being tortured? You know, because I know that when children lose their parents, they kind of feel like they need that special attention.
I must say it can never be interesting for a child, because at that point you think they are mistreating me because my mother is not there. But after growing up, I realized it was actually the best thing for us, because it nurtured us and it showed us that just in case life fails, there is this drawback. And today I do it with a lot of pride, because I know it served us at some point and it can still serve me. Even when I don't have a job, I know farming can serve me. Because there are times we would go to dig, you know, when cassava grows and all the leaves are formed the canopy.
And they swallow you, especially when you're still
Exactly,
young.
they have formed the canopy. And you can small hole and you're moving, and all the water that dew in the morning is falling on you. You're from bed. It has never been interesting. You know, in Kampala, we used to have village life in Kampala. Life in the village and the city was almost the same. So it was the routine for each and every child wherever in the village. So for us, it was not like it's a mistreatment, you know, because even our auntie used to say, this is where we get food from. I have nowhere to get food. And for you also, if you could look, that's exactly where she would get food. And then the money that came from the poultry was to buy for us books, was to buy paraffin. We had no electricity.
Yes, I remember that.
Was to buy a pen, a pencil. Actually, if you could refuse maybe to bring grass for the chicken, she would say, sigenda kuwa kalamu, like you will not get a pencil. Yeah, so, and she would not give it to you, for sure.
Very strict too.
Yeah, she was very strict, and she was really, really, really kind. Yeah, but she taught us the right way. So after my primary, I went to O-level. I went to Kasubi Secondary School.
So did you go through that the primary school? You went through that same school from P1 up to P7?
Yes, I went through Kasubi from P1 up to P7. And
how did you perform?
Fortunately, before I say how I performed, there was a reverend who was staying near our place, Reverend Grace Kaiso, who came in the morning and knew that Muchala Mayanja had orphans, and called her, Muchala Mayanja, wake up, there is a project that is sponsoring orphans in Nakasero at All Saints Cathedral. So she woke up, we dressed up all of us, like 6 of us, and she walked with us through one day. We walked up to Nakasero All Saints Cathedral, and that was Compassion International. So they registered us and we got sponsors.
Wow.
And they started paying our fees. Actually, for me, they paid for me. I was one of the lucky ones. They paid for me from P1 to university, to bachelor's. But before, there was a school next door, it's called City Center Kindergarten. I think now it's no longer there, but it used to be called City Center Kindergarten. But before that school, there was like a small school called Makerere Infant School. That's where I attended my infant, that is kindergarten.
Yes.
Then it's in P1 that I went to Makerere Primary School up to P7.
So is there any of those moments you remember very well, that you were cheeky, or something that you cannot forget?
I was a very naughty kid, very, very naughty. That they would invite my auntie at school all the time. I'm the one who climbs mangoes on the hill to get mangoes. I'm the one who climbs cocoa trees. But one thing I remember, because we were poor, she used to make for us knickers from pieces that remain on her clothes, or gomasses. So one time she makes a knicker and it is too big. So we would get a nkuba as a guard. So you would get that one, you tie it in your waist to a fitting. Then you get the knicker and you tuck it in like this. And that you have your knicker because it is big, so you have it. So it was an innovation. We had a headmistress who was our godmother actually. She was so tough that she did not even notice I struggled to put on that knicker. And then as we were in PE, we are all naked, she pulled it out. And I was, if it was this generation, that kid would have taken her to police. Of course. But I was really bright, and then I finished my primary very well, and I had put my first choice in Gaza. But they gave me the place, but there was no money to take me to Gaza. So I went to Kasubi Senior Secondary School. It's next to Kasubi Tombs. I love Kasubi, yeah. I used to walk every day from Makerere to Kasubi. It's quite far, and sometimes the worst thing is that sometimes you will sleep home when there is no water. And there was a well on the way to school. So you first go to the well, bring water home, then shower and go back the same distance. So the well was like midway the distance to school. Bring water home and then go back to school. I went to boarding, then we were paying 220,000 school fees. I went to Compassion and pleaded with them that I need a top-up because if I am to perform well, I need to be in a boarding setting. The day setting is very challenging for me. So they accepted. I went to Our Lady, they still paid for me. Sat Senior 6 at Our Lady, not so much challenges. My uncle, that is my cousin brother now, used to visit with a wife. They bring for me good stuff.
Wow, food.
Now I would eat sausage, roasted, fried gonja, chaps.
There was no KFC then.
No,
if it was now, that means they would be carrying for you a
KFC, yes. Yeah, so they would visit me every visitation. Yeah, and it was fair life for me. I finished Our Lady, I went to campus, I got grades, not on government, but I went to Makerere University, I got admitted, and I went to MOOBS. At MOOBS, I did a Bachelor's of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Management. And university was also okay because now I knew what I wanted, I knew where I wanted to go. I performed well, I got very good grades and got retained at the university to teach. I was a GRC, I was a course leader, I'm someone who is
But first tell me, before you conclude the university, because now coming from, when I look at your life, like you were this, rowdy child, O level, then senior 6 you like toned down. Now university is totally different thing because regardless if whether you go on government or you're not on government, still you have almost the same privileges. Yeah. So now going to university, how was it like? Because now you are you were a university student and people really put themselves up there. By then they would put themselves up there like I'm a university student. How was life like?
I grew up in an environment where I used to see university students a lot. Yeah, some were proud. There's something I didn't tell you. We used to go to Africa Hall and check in their garbage to find creams and lotions because for when they went through, they leave some things there. We never had oil, so we could get cooking oil and put on ourselves. So you would pick those creams, you get some oil, you put on yourself.
Cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter, those things. But yeah, so I used to admire university students, and I think that's also one of the things that really motivated me because I wanted to go to uni. I also wanted to know how can I grow up in Makerere and I don't go to Makerere. And I even never wanted to go to any university. It was supposed to be Makerere. If not, but I really
the way some people say that they only know of other university. Option A is Makerere.
Yes.
Option B is Makerere.
Yes. Option C was Makerere.
Yeah.
So when I went there, to me, it wasn't so new a life because I had lived around people who had been there. So I never got so much excitement. But I was happy that I was there.
Were you staying in the hostel?
Yes, I was in the hostel because now home is Makerere, now I'm in MOOBS. So I was staying in hostel. I saw people had a lot of excitement, but I never had an excitement.
So did Compassion still continue paying for you and the hostel and everything?
Yes, everything. Now you go to another program called LDP, Leadership Development Program. So I went through that leadership development program and I was trained to be a servant leader. So I went through that program. For 3 years, and I also have a certificate in servant leadership.
Wow.
Yeah, so we used to do Bible study. So now we are Barnabas. We used to do Bible study. We used to have camps. We used to do charity work in communities. We used to go maybe in Kasese, Mukono, deep in the villages to construct churches, construct houses, and we were the labor source. So it was, they groomed us now into servant leaders, and they groomed also our spirituality. So campus was not so excitement for me. And also you'll be accountable. You'll be like, hey, if so-and-so sees me doing this, they will report me to compassion. So you were careful with what you do. Of course, we had our freedom, but you will be accountable. As long as you're accountable to somebody, you control how you behave.
Yes.
Yeah. So I went through campus. I was a GRC. I was very active. I was very hardworking. I worked for it, and then I earned it. Immediately after campus, I finished in June, around September now. Because now I was done with what was pushing me. I never had a time in the world. I got pregnant. And I am like, yes, now I think it's time for me.
You got pregnant before finishing university?
I finished immediately after university. That's when I had already finished university. So nobody would say, eh, tamazeko na kusoma. We knew she would not finish. No, I had finished university. And my degree, I knew my degree was coming. I was supposed to graduate the following year in January.
Yes.
Maybe before I got there, immediately after university, I got a job. Wow. They invited me as an intern in an organization called TechnoServe. So in TechnoServe is where I worked first for almost like a year, and that's where I found a man. Then as I was working with TechnoServe, still, when the results came back, they called me at uni that if I wanted to teach. I said yes. And I remember
you must have got, your GPA must have been...
Yeah, it was good. When I was in my senior 6 VAC, I was working for an NGO. I have forgotten its name, but that NGO was working in schools, talking to young girls and peer counseling, talking to them about life, about the do's and don'ts of a young girl. So I was doing that.
Like empowerment.
Yes, like empowerment. Yes, I was doing that. That time I also was making some little money, and from there when I joined. Did
you support your other relatives? By then, was your auntie still alive?
Yes, she was in my VAC. She died after I finished campus.
Oh my God.
In 2013. Yeah, when I even had 2 kids already. What I was going to say, why I went back to the senior 6 vacation, there was a gentleman who was heading a school in Kampala here. I don't know the school, but he asked me, Irene, what are you doing? I said, I am in my vacation, senior 6. What do you want to do at campus? I said, they have given me to do entrepreneurship. Like, why didn't they give you education? Said, no, I don't like education. Then he said, whether you do education or not, whatever the course you will do, you will end up as a teacher. That's what he said. I said, why? Like, you are a teacher. Just, you're born a teacher if you don't know. Because I was doing the counseling in schools and he was watching
maybe
me.
You can, when you talk to people, they can easily understand you.
Yes.
You're like that person.
And then I was like, my mother was a teacher, my father was a teacher, my sister is a teacher.
Blood.
All my siblings and my relatives that are working are all teachers. So me, I will not be a teacher. Trust me, even our children are teachers. And me, I will not be a teacher. But I ended up as a teacher. Like he confessed. So I finished campus. For now, the last 14 years, I work with Makerere University Business School.
Cool.
So I did my bachelor's in 2010. I graduated. I also went back for master's immediately. I graduated in 2012. And I stayed. I'm like, now I first need to be a mother. I mothered my 4 kids.
You got married?
I got married. I have my 4 kids, and then like I need to do a PhD.
Let me first take you back, because you're this child. You've talked so well about your auntie who brought you up. Like, she really looks like she's the one who made you to be who you are.
Yes.
So by that time, did you ever give her the chance? Like, did you get married when she was still alive or after?
I got married when she was still alive, but I had not done the wedding.
But did she see the
She saw the bako, yes.
They call it basikuru.
No, the bako.
The bako.
Yes, they came home. She was still alive. My husband visited home and brought the dowry when she was still alive.
How was she feeling like? If you
actually,
remember that
she
moment.
she said something. Of all people, Namugenyi. I am surprised. And because all my siblings I was raised with had not done it. Like, of all people, Namugenyi, mukama webale. That's what she said. Yes. And I was the notorious one. It's me who gave her a lot of hard time. Yeah. But she was so impressed. She was like, mukama webale. But because Namugenyi knew what she wanted, and maybe my other siblings never knew what they wanted,
Yes.
or some of them were just not lucky. Yes. But from all the siblings, I had one biological sister, my elder sister.
So you were only two?
Yes, we are two girls. My father had other children, but we are only two girls because I grew up on my maternal side. So in my mother, we were only two girls. Yeah, she's also a teacher now in a school.
You said the whole family
is a teacher, yes. And she had done education, and she was encouraging me to do education. I told her, me, I'll not do that. But me, I have so many...
but even if you're a teacher, it looks like you're doing so many things.
Yes, I have so many talents. I am a teacher, I am an entrepreneur. I can also speak. I am a public speaker.
Motivational speaker. It's been very nice talking to you, Doctor, but let us go for a break, then we'll come back.
Yes.
But before we go for a break, I would like to first of all thank our viewers who are watching Super Soul Sisters, but also I want to remind you that don't forget to come to Footsteps Furniture and get something for yourself. You can see the furniture looks beautiful, and also we have a lot of decorations. I mean, if you come here, you can get everything. But for now, let us go for a break. We shall be right back. Welcome back to Super Soul Sisters. My name is Jamila Oluka and you're watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. Before we went for a break, we're talking to Dr. Irene, one of those ladies who has done a PhD in economics, and she's been telling us a very interesting journey of her story. But before I get back to her, I still give credit to Footsteps Furniture. For you who wants to make your home beautiful, you want to make your home look like those Hollywood kind of homes that we keep watching online, please, you don't need to look any further. Just come to Footsteps Furniture along Ginger Road, just opposite Bank of Africa, and you'll get everything. As in, you see, this is just the tip of the ice of what is here in this showroom. You just need to come and take a look, because, you know, it's also good to come and window shop, because you never know, you might like something, or you can also refer other people to come here. I would like to get back to Super Soul Sisters with Dr. Irene. She's been telling us very, very interesting life that she went through. Before we go there, I would like to take her back to secondary school. That was when she was in Namiliango, Our Lady, and she says they were the second cohort that was, taught in that school. So, Dr. Irene, you being the second cohort of senior 6 and also triumphing, like coming out with very good grades that took you to university. And you say that also Compassion, the organization that was supporting your education, took you through a training. So I wanted to know from you, did you ever have any leadership role at school? Because you look to be a very enthusiastic person and assertive. Did you have any?
Yes, I had. I was the head girl of that school. Actually, I was the second head girl of the school. Also, I am one person who looks at a gap and I want to fill it. A leadership gap maybe, but I don't want to take it up when someone else is there to take it. If someone has a chance of taking it, they will take it. But if I see something is not right, I'll still chip in, and I want to see things go well. That's who I am, and that's how I was the second head girl of that school. And it still followed me that when I go to uni, I was the course leader, I was the GRC, and when I am given a position of leadership, I really want to work and show my people that I can serve them. Because in Compassion, the servant leadership went through, they told us that for you are called to freedom. Do not be an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. That is Philippians 3:4-13 or 3:6. I can look it up, but that's what the Bible says. And living that journey, now I've gone into university. University, I was now a calm girl, focused to do books. Focused to do books, finished my books, but still enthusiastic about life, doing some entrepreneurship here and there. If I have some clothes from Owino, I sell bangles, bracelets, because I also wanted to increase on my income. So when I finished university, before actually I take you to getting a job where I met a man, I did not know I'll get a job, because I didn't know anyone in this government. And me, I knew people, to get a job, you have to know someone.
Of course.
So I sold charcoal. I asked my uncle, my cousin, that I want to make a chibanda on the roadside and sell charcoal. He allowed me. So I put chibanda, I started getting charcoal and selling charcoal. But my principle is that you need a job to get a job. So I was selling charcoal still, mobs called me, and then TechnoServe also called me. So I was juggling mobs, TechnoServe, and my charcoal. So I put my cousin at the charcoal store, and then I would link with the suppliers to supply me the charcoal. After which now I'm working for TechnoServe and then Moves. So when I got a boyfriend at TechnoServe, you were not allowed to work together when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So me, I left. I stayed with Moves and I left him there because for him that was only the only job that he had. And right now the man I met there is Mr. Anecho. A very wonderful Alul man.
Yes.
Yes, who have mothered and parented with now 5 children. I'm a mother of 5. And
you look very flamboyant, like, you know.
Yes, because
take good care of yourself.
I told you I always like good things. I want good life. I want to look good. I take care of myself.
Yes.
Because I feel, my aunt used to tell me, a woman looks good. My aunt used to like to dress so well. She was old, but every other time when Mutembe passes by, she buys a gomasi. Actually, by the time she died, she had even not taken some of them to the tailor.
Oh my God.
She would like, because now she had finished taking all the kids to school. The only thing she had to do was to
yes,
as a woman. So actually her biggest asset was her gomasis, like she had. So I picked some tips from her. She used to say the woman looks good, the woman takes care of herself. She used to make her hair in her old age, around 76 plus. She used to take care of herself. So I picked some things from her. I always want to look good. I want to come out, to step out and say, yes, this is Muchala Anecho. No doubt about it.
No doubt. And we can see that. So now, Muchala Anecho. Let me address you now, not Dr. Muchala Anecho.
Yes.
So how has been like your journey? Because you're this child who was raised by an auntie who was tough. And you said you're tough. So as a mother, how has your journey been like, you know, juggling? Because you said you're a mother of 5.
Yeah.
You finish your PhD.
Yes.
You are lecturing.
Yes.
And then you're doing all these businesses. How have you managed? How did you manage to juggle all those things and then still remain looking good?
Young and
energetic, you know, all that.
Okay, well, some things just come naturally. I think I also have a lot of energy. And I want to use this energy, not the bad way, but the right way. When people look at me, some people comment and say, I don't even have that time, that energy. My energy is for working and bringing something on the table and also to make me look the way I want to look. That is for my well-being.
Yes.
So I take care of myself. Then I always find time to take care of myself, to take care of my children, and to take care of my businesses, and also take care of my work.
And your husband?
And my husband, of course, that is family, children. Yes. Myself, because me, like, I am the one to know, are they dressed well? Are they looking good? That is my duty. My child doesn't get out of the home dressed anyhow, flowers on flowers. No, I have to tell them, you don't have to put this maybe on this, because now that is how I was trained. So I'm passing on the same training.
Yes.
Yeah, so how do I juggle all that? I will know that maybe this day and this time I have to be at the farm. Because I have a farm, I grow gonja, I'm now planting a lot of fruits. I have chicken, I have goats, and I also have, I used to have pigs, but now I stopped. Now I'm focusing on poultry and then fruit farming. I'm planting orchids and then goats. That is a bit fairer to manage.
Because the goats poo, you can use it for manure.
So I know that I have to be at the farm every 2 times or 1 time a week. Then when I have students to supervise, I have to supervise them. I have to give them maybe 2 hours a day. And when I give them comments, then I have to wait when they return the comments. I give myself a day to look through them or 3. Then I call them to discuss again.
Because also I say, if you're supervising, so that means you're reading a lot of theses.
Yes, which is okay because that's the job I am doing. I am a teacher and I have to read all that. Then I have to know when my children are on holiday, everything else goes on holiday, apart from the students I supervise. I am home full time. Even the supervision is online. When I am teaching, I'll go to class. After teaching, I return home. Because they are teenagers, I have to be there in their lives. The generation is so tough for us that we have to be present. And if we are not present, we shall lose touch of our own children.
Yes.
I have them in boarding school. I take my kids to boarding school at P1. Unfortunately, some people don't like that. But that's me and that's what I want.
I'm also equally surprised.
Yeah, because the schools
I took my daughter at P5 and I was still feeling like she's still young.
The schools that I want, the schools that I want, the kind of schools that made us, boarding school.
Yes.
And me, that is what I want. It is my choice. I can't even advise anyone, but it is my choice. That's what I do, P1 boarding school. But there are those that allow me to visit every day. So every week I have a day to visit my boys. I go visiting every week, once a week, until they're like in P3 or P4.
And then I all stop. Boys?
No, I have 3 boys and 2 girls. Yeah, so the girls, they don't allow me to visit. The other girl is still young. I'm still with her at home. She's 3.5. So that when I take her and pick her, it's my duty to drop her and pick her.
Yes.
So that's how I'm in their lives. But before I get there, when I finished, at my 4th born, I left my 4th born when he was 11 months. I talked to my husband and I was like, yes, this is your career. You can do a PhD if there is need. So because university required that to be a lecturer, you have to have a PhD. So I got an opportunity to go do my PhD in Norway. I talked to my husband. He said, I'll take care of the children. It's your career. Go. That's how wonderful my husband is.
Wow.
So I went to do my PhD in Norway, and I was talking to my children every day online.
For how long?
For 6 years almost.
6 years?
Yes, but I would visit and go back. Visit, stay a year or some months, and then go back. Then I would talk to them on the phone. Now, when I was going back the second last time, that was before COVID, I went back pregnant, and I did not even know. That is my 5th child. Very beautiful
The PhD
girl.
baby.
The PhD baby. I reached there during the 2020, the whole of 2020 I was pregnant. So I called my husband. You know, I went with COVID. And COVID had just started. Are you sure? The COVID of the stomach. Like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. Like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I will keep this COVID. Because I discovered that pregnancy when it was 7 weeks.
Oh, my God.
And I said, I've had 3 boys, and 2 came like near each other. Like, no, this should be a girl. And my daughter had been praying and calling me, Mommy, I am alone. I am praying to God to give me a sister. So I would mock her, hey, pray harder. You will get. But I was mocking her.
Yes.
But then,
little did you know God
yes,
had actually
so
answered
when I went to the hospital
prayer.
to check me, they put a Doppler and the doctor was like, there is a feminine heartbeat in this stomach. I'm like, hey, my daughter's prayers have been answered. I'm not doing anything else but also to pray to God that I can raise this child
and manage with the books
this
and
winter, no. But then I juggled because I knew when the baby sleeps, I am on the table working. When it's time for me to sleep, I will sleep and the baby sleeps.
So you gave birth in Norway?
Yes, and I was on my own in one
during
room like
COVID.
This. During COVID, yes. So the whole of 2020 I was pregnant, 2021 I had a child.
And that was the time when COVID was at its...
Yes, nobody helps you apart from your African friends. Yeah, but I raised my daughter when I just had to give myself a program. When I feel so depressed inside, I put on my jackets. I also put in high-end jackets. Then we move around, we stroll around, we move around like that. When my friends called me for parties, I put my baby in the pram, then we go. Yeah, I made sure I don't depress myself, however tough it was. I found activities that would keep me active. I read a lot of books. I would read my books cover to cover, the textbooks. Whenever she's sleeping, I am working. Whenever she's playing, I put Teletubbies, she watches. Me, I'm busy on my books. And I left when I had finished 90% of the work. And then I returned her home in October 2021. There she was around 10 months. I stayed for almost a year, up to the following year, that is 2022 August. I left her at 1.5. Then I went back.
Yes.
So now I've given my husband another child. Those are 5 to take care of as a man. He has to juggle his work and then has to juggle the kids and the family and all that. And the farm as well, because I was now an absentee farmer, farming online. It's me who is interested in the farming. For me, he's not so much interested. But he said, I'll keep your farm. I'll keep everything for you. And he really did. I returned home after that I returned to Norway. Then in May, I finished my PhD. I defended it.
This year?
No, last year.
Last year.
Yeah. Then I returned home in August. During that time, when I was when I had finished the PhD, I went for CHEU. I was doing this shoulder work just to get some common as I am waiting for my thesis to return.
Yes.
I worked on the boat that goes to Kiel in Germany, from Norway to Germany. So I was cleaning the hotel rooms. Then I would get back home and sleep the whole day because I don't want to just sit there. I always want to do something.
Yes.
So I would encourage women, like, you always have to be doing something. Because at some point for us, we grew up thinking that men die first. But these days women also die.
Yes, yes, very true.
But you know, because we grew up knowing men die first, of course, we just thought it was like that, just like the way we used to think younger people don't die.
And now things have changed.
Yes. But so, we are like, you have to work, because our mother used to tell us, work. A woman doesn't sit, they work.
So now, are you now like back fully, you're lecturing back to MOOBS?
Yeah, I've been back for a year now. Yeah, so I lecture in MOOBS, I juggle my farming. I've told you I'm into fruit farming. I take care of the home. My husband now is a bit relieved. When I'm supposed to be home, I am home. Then I do gym. I go to the gym almost morning and evening because I just want to keep on my feet, keep fit, keep strong, keep energetic.
Yes.
Yeah, basically that is Irene. That is me.
So what is one message that you'd give out to women who are out there?
I don't like a lazy woman, by the way. A woman must work. We've gone other days where we're supposed to sit at home and men work for us. But I think some ladies these days just want money. I want a man with money. I got a man who had no money. But we have built an empire together. We were not working in money, government resources that we were stealing. No, we have worked with our hands. We have done the farm, we have done ABCD. He does consultancy in value chains, agribusiness. He's a consultant since 2013. But he works, I work. He brings something on the table, I bring something on the table. So what I would tell the young women, it is not about taking care of you. It is about taking care of each other. The other thing I would say, I respect the marriage institution so much that I wouldn't want to see a woman jumping from one marriage to another. I wouldn't want to see a woman leaving her marriage and just go. I'm not the kind of person you would come to consult and say, Irene, me, I'm leaving this marriage, and say, yes, yes, leave. No, if you're thinking that you're going to get such information, don't come to me. No, I am a married woman, I am a mother, and I am a wife. That one is the institution and I love God. I am a Catholic. I pray from Chanjasa Parish. We are actually building our church and I'm the treasurer. So if you have some money, you can give me some money because I'm looking for it. But I love God. I was raised to love God. I was raised in a family where there was a mother and a father. Although my uncle was old, so would be in the village to do the farming and then back to the city. But my auntie cooked for 57 years.
For your uncle? For my
uncle. So, and that is who I am. So I am a family person. I love my marriage. I love my children. I love my husband so much that I don't even want to hear any rumor or anything. Even if you found him doing anything, please
keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. Me, I came to cook. Yeah, so
very interesting.
The young girls, I'll tell them, this is the way to go. These days, they have a lot of memes on social media saying, men are dogs, men are this, but they get them in private, and they end up messing up because they follow what is on social media. That is not right. Follow your heart. There is your man. Follow your way of life. God always has a banquet for each and everyone in its own style. So wait for your turn. Don't say men are dogs because someone else has said, because you tried one who played you. And you said men are dogs. No, at the end of the day, we need them.
Because he didn't give you money.
Or if they are dogs, okay, they are domestic animals. We need them around.
With that information, I would like to thank you so much, Dr. Irene. It's been lovely, really lovely having you on Super Soul Sisters. I've enjoyed myself. I believe that even people who are watching must have enjoyed themselves. This is Dr. Irene. And Dr. Irene, before I sign off, where can people get you? Because maybe, because you're a motivational speaker, someone may want also to get advice from. How can someone get to you?
I work with Makerere University Business School. That one I said, in the Department of Procurement and Supply Chain Management. But I also have a farm. I'm the CEO of Nisa Farms in Zimbabwe, and at some point you'll hear my farm. Hey, don't joke. Then I also have a telephone contact. Someone can call me if you want to talk to your daughters, if you want to talk to young people. Yeah, I'm still a young girl. I haven't even made 40.
Yes.
Yeah, I can talk to them, and they will trust me probably. But my number is 0774 13 90 22. I've had that number since I was in senior 6 vacation.
Yes.
It has never gone off. It is my official contact.
You are very serious. Thank you so much, Dr. Irene. It's been really lovely having you on this show, sharing all these insights and also not giving up in life. And I believe people who are watching have learned, one or two things about, life. For those who are maybe who think they are doing a master's and you're breaking, for those who think you're doing a degree, you're doing your PhD and you're breaking and you have children, I think you've heard from the horse's mouth. She has 5 children, she has done all this and she has made her life.
And I'm still doing more.
And she's still doing more. So you can also, get something from her and see how to change your life. But also above all that, I want to give credit to Footsteps Furniture for giving us such a beautiful place. And please take time to come to Ginger Road, opposite Bank of Africa, and check out this beautiful furniture. It's not only furniture, but also they have other things that you can use to decorate your home. The lights, the beautiful decorations, all the things, wall hangings, you can put them in your house and it looks nice. I would also like to thank you once again for always watching Super Soul Sisters. We aim to bring you the best. Today, we brought you Dr. Irene, and I believe that you've enjoyed. With that information, I would like to thank you once again. But remember that Super Soul Sisters runs every Wednesday, 9 p.m. I repeat, on Friday, 11 a.m. And if you happen to miss by any chance, you can catch us on Super Soul Sisters on YouTube. You'll watch all our episodes and all people that have appeared in this show. With that information, I would like to thank you again. My name is Jamila Luka. Have a good time.